What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 34 of the Lipstick Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Nikki Powell, and joining me today, like always, Amanda Kane.
Hi, guys.
Woo! It's just us. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Two of us. We can make it. No, just kidding. We're not going to do that. So, did we just forget October existed this year?
Because I think so.
We haven't recorded.
We didn't personally.
Yeah.
I mean, we were together. We just forgot.
We were together. Yeah, we hung out like 3 times in October, and yet we did not record anything.
No. But we were busy.
We were busy. We were doing fun things. We went to IKEA twice.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. I don't know.
Oh, no, I went once. You guys went
twice. No. Yeah. So we went to IKEA together. That was fun. We spent a day. We were Mario Kart racing.
Yep.
With our IKEA things. It was fun. Carts or whatever they are. Yeah. What else did we do? We've been hanging out a lot. So if you guys don't know, Amanda just moved out here to the West Coast with me. She's like 2 hours away. Woo. What else did we do? We went out. We went out a lot.
Yeah, because then we went, was it the weekend after you guys went to IKEA? 2 weeks after.
2 weeks after or so, yeah.
Yeah, we
came down to hang out.
Yeah, and we went and tried on onesies.
Oh my gosh, so cute. We were a shark and a raccoon. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you need to follow me, at least me on Instagram, because
my Instagram's open now too. So
it is? Follow us on Instagram, because we were just totes adorable. Like,
yeah. And we went shopping and got pretty things.
We did go shopping. Hey, okay, so you bought clothes, but I bought some bombshells.
Yeah.
That I've had my eye on for a while. So finally got that Batgirl bombshell. Mm-hmm. I got them all set up. Again, on my Instagram, if you check it out, you can see all the bombshells that I have. Amanda decided to macerate one of hers today.
Yeah, that's what I get for cleaning.
Right.
Just trying to dust.
Don't ever clean.
Yeah, never clean. But the funny thing is, so there's a story that goes with it. With our bookshelf. So we bought our bookshelf from IKEA, and Danny and I built the bookshelf, and we couldn't find one of the pieces to hold the shelf up. So we were holding it up with the Gears of War Collector's Edition Gear Marcus plaque that Danny got.
Uh-huh.
That was holding the back half of the shelf. So I'm dusting the bookshelf, and I find it buried in the books. So I pull it out, and I'm super excited. I was like, yeah, I found this. We can fix our shelf. And Danny comes over, and we fix the shelf. And I'm like, yeah, I feel so good about life right now. And then I go back to dusting and just wipe Catwoman. And I forget that the plaque is magnetic. And it flies off the bookshelf, cracks on the floor. And then Danny drops it again, and it doesn't crack. I'm just like, of course, it's me. Just always me.
Right? Always. Mannequin karma. Well, that's what happened with us. I bought the Black Canary for G for Christmas or his birthday or something like that a few years ago, and he goes to take it out, or no, he took it out of the styrofoam, and he's like, oh, this is so cool, and he goes to put it back in, and he goes to push it into the styrofoam with both of his thumbs on the nameplate, and it just goes dink and cracks in half.
Did you cry a little?
I was so furious because of the fact that I had bought it. But I'm like, big sigh of relief. At least he didn't buy it and I broke it, because I feel even worse when that happens. I was like, you know what? I bought that for you. That is your toy. You broke it. That is not my fault. Yeah.
Come to find out, she is now one of the most expensive ones to get.
Which one?
Black Canary.
Oh, Black Canary.
Harley and Batgirl are the two most expensive ones.
The 3 loves of my life.
Yeah, I know.
Harley, knock on wood, has not broken. And I don't, yeah. That girl's brand new. She better not have broken. No broke. Yeah. Let's not go there. So
with the Catwoman though, she has she's holding a necklace in her hand. It's really cool. I should show you guys, but I don't really want to get up.
Isn't it on your Instagram or your Twitter?
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm not gonna get up.
Yeah.
So she's holding a necklace in her hand, and it's actually an individual piece. So I really like what DC is doing with these statues. How Poison Ivy's, all the ivies are magnetic.
Yeah.
So you can piece them together.
Except for the one that when it came to me was broken already.
Yeah.
So I had to super glue that one on.
But So DC is like, we're going to be super smart and make all the breakable pieces like separate
Detachable
pieces.
and magnetic, yeah.
Yeah. But now it's like, well, now I'm breaking the pieces that are separate pieces. And the statues are fine. But like the nameplate or the necklace that she's holding in her hand is like, you just wrap it around her finger and then like it comes off or whatever. So it's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's like tiny. So I'll probably lose it at some point.
Most likely. So I totally just realized something that we could have done. So the third time that we hung out in October, we had a little surprise thing going on. We helped one of our friends surprise her boyfriend, George Loftus, who's been on the podcast before. His girlfriend flew in from the East Coast to surprise him, and we had a hand in being super secret and everything. So we're driving into the city to meet up with them, and some sort of crazy thing happens on the Bay Bridge, and we got stuck on the Bay Bridge for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, which was infuriating. But I'm like, we're sitting there that entire time. Why did we not record a podcast?
I fell asleep. Did you see me fall asleep?
Did you fall asleep?
Yeah.
You got really quiet for a while, but I was from Rita, so I was making attention.
Yep, I was just like against the window, and then I'm like, oh, okay, we're still here.
Oh, yep, that was only 5 minutes. Like when G fell asleep. Both you and G both fell asleep on Bart.
Oh yeah.
We were coming home the night before, and both of you just like passed out, and we were stuck at the stop. We just had such good luck that weekend. We just kept getting stuck everywhere.
Stuck everywhere.
So we're stuck on the BART, and Danny and I are just like scrolling through our phones, like, seriously, when is this gonna stop? Like, when can we go? And G fell asleep and then woke back up and goes, how long till we get there? And I'm like, probably another 20 minutes from the 20 minutes that we've been stuck in this spot. And he's like, we've been stuck here for 20 minutes?
I was at least fading in and out.
That was too much. So yeah, that's what we've been doing recently. Amanda, have you been playing anything recently? Because we planned on playing video games together and recording podcasts, and we did neither.
Yeah, we didn't play anything. We sat on the couch and talked, and then like I fell asleep while you guys were.
That was for like 20 minutes. That was the same night. I know.
I'm old, everybody.
Right?
Been playing. I played a little bit of Halo.
Which Halo?
That's it. Halo 5.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. How is it?
It's really good. I like it. The thing with he keeps singing it's hilarious. The thing with Halo and only having one TV in our house is Danny bought Halo and the TV is mine. And he wins because it's Halo. So he's always and so I only play it on days when he's not here usually. So I've only played it for probably like 2 hours or so, which it's really good. I really like it. I've always kind of liked Halo games though. Like I've never been necessarily great at them. But
well, I mean,
been, like happy with them.
Yeah, I love playing Call of Duty. Well, I used to. I don't play it too much anymore, but I used to love playing it. And I'm like bottom 3 when I would break like higher than middle of the scores. I'd be like, hella good. There's like freaking 18 players. You know what? I'm number 7. Okay, I did baller this time, so shut up. Doesn't matter if you're good at it. It matters if you like it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've been playing Until Dawn. So I finally beat Arkham Knight, which was freaking ridiculous. I loved it. And then I am obsessed with it, and I loved it so much that I immediately started a new game, and I don't do that. Like, I just don't restart games. I'm done with the playthrough. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. But I loved the character so much that I was like, you know what? I'm going to play this again. And I know there's a million different ways that you can have the story unfold. So I was excited for that. So I did that.
I think there's like 3 ways, but that's okay.
Okay, whatever. There's 3 technical endings.
There's 3 endings,
but there's a bunch of different ways to get to
them.
There's a bunch of different choices and so and there's a bunch of different trophies that are probably pretty easy to get. So they're all hidden though, which is bullshit. I mean, all you have to do is look a bump online, but
yeah,
they're all hidden. I guess they're for like spoilers and stuff, maybe.
I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm with you though. Like I loved Until Dawn. We played it, and I say we because as soon as it got to, without like spoiling anything, as soon as it got to the end and what you had to do at the end, I looked at Danny and was like, I can't do this. Here you go. And that's what he did. So he didn't play the game all the way through. He just beat the end for me.
Yeah. No, I was in like a constant state of anxiety the entire time. I started the game and I'm just like, oh God, I'm going to die. Oh God, I'm going to die. And she like, you open a closet door and there's nothing there. It's like a broom falls on the floor. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Or nothing at all. It's just like, oh, there's literally nothing in this closet. Yeah. Continue on. Yeah. I don't remember. Did I tell? I know I told you the story of what Danny did to me or Until Dawn, but I don't remember if I told the podcast.
Well, tell the podcast. Either way, I can't remember what the story was, so tell me again.
I feel like Danny might know, but I think he has his headphones on. So pardon me. Sorry, guys, if I told this already, but when we were playing Until Dawn, there's a part where you are one character and you were in a very... Oh, screw it. I'm just going to spoil it a little bit. You're in a mine, so it's very dark and it's creepy and you're walking around and someone is down there with you. So we were playing it at our old house in the basement. That was like our game room. And I was playing and I fell asleep. Or I gave the controls to Danny and I fell asleep.
Of course.
And then I woke up. Yeah, I know. Wow, everything I've said today has ended with I fell asleep.
We were doing this and I fell asleep and I was riding a bike and I fell asleep and I was eating and I fell asleep.
And then I fell asleep with my cereal.
Amanda falls asleep Kane.
But it was really late. It was like 3 a.m. And I woke up, I watched him play for a couple more seconds and I was like, I'm going to bed. So I get up and I go to bed and I make Danny come upstairs with me because I'm scared. So I was like, you got to come upstairs with me and just make sure I don't die or whatever. So I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth. That motherfucker goes into his room, closes the door, turns on the light, closes the door, but doesn't go in his room. And my house used to go in a circle. He walks around to the wall that's by my room. And as soon as I walk out of the bathroom, it's pitch black. I'm walking like this with the flashlight of my phone, which is what one of the characters does at one point in time. And I turn it aside and I shine my light and there's my roommate pinned up against the wall waiting for me. So I scream. And just in case anyone ever wonders, Amanda is in a flight or fight response. Amanda fights. I brutally attacked him for about 20 minutes, screaming in like violent whispers because other people in my house were sleeping, that everyone else was sleeping and he's an asshole and a bunch of other horrible names. But he woke up with bruises.
That's fantastic.
I win.
I've got a few girls at work that love to just scare people constantly. They just jump out at you from wherever. They'll like hide in closets and stuff and they'll just scare you. So one of them, I knew that she was going to be going into a certain room today and I was just like, hey, they need you in that room. And she was like, okay, give me like 2 minutes. And I'm like, yes, now's my perfect chance to get her back for like the 50 times that she scared me. And I hid around the corner, not even kidding. I stood there for 15 minutes and waited for her. I was scrolling through Twitter, like,
oh my God. Live tweeted what you were doing. Still waiting.
I know, right? Still waiting. She never showed up. And I walked out of the room and she didn't even end up going into that room for another like 30 minutes just because.
I don't want her to be my nurse, by the way.
It wasn't a nursing measure. It was something else. But
okay, good.
Yeah, she was busy. She was in the middle of something. She had gotten caught up in it. And yeah. So, what else have we been playing? Oh, I just started Kingdom Hearts 2 the other day.
Have you ever played it before?
No, I played the first one and I loved it. And I keep meaning to play the second one and I never have. And then I woke up Monday morning and I was just like, you know what? I've got the whole day off. I'm gonna fucking play that game. So I brought out the G's PS3 because this is the backwards compatible one. So I busted that out of storage because it's still in boxes from moving and everything. I got the PlayStation 2 disc. I got it out and I put it in and I turned it on and I got to the save screen that was like, there's no memory card. Do you still want to progress? And I'm like, oh crap. I better call him and make sure that it's either going to save or I can find a card or something, because I swear to God, if I get like 4 hours into this game and it hasn't saved, I'm done. That's it. Like, same thing I did with Call of Duty. It erased my save file and that was it. I never went back to the last Black Ops. Not going to happen. So I called him and he was like, you do know I have 2.5 for the PS3, right? And I was like, no.
No.
So I went and I got that, and it stayed perfectly fine. So I'm like 3 or 4 hours in. It's not bad. I like it. I mean, I'm still kind of in like the introductory parts of it, but,
Yeah.
but it's
I
not bad.
actually liked, I thought 1 was harder than 2.
Oh, really?
Yes, but I liked the story and the progression of 2 a lot more than I liked 1.
Okay, yeah,
Which
that's
is
what I hear
hard
all
to
the
do.
time is that everyone likes 2 better than 1, and I'm like, but I loved 1.
Right.
So this is gonna say I find myself really, really missing Sora. Just that's not the character that you play as right now, and I'm sad. I miss him.
No, you play as Roxas.
Roxas. Yeah, I was like, who is this new character? I don't like this. I don't like sequels with new characters. You know, I don't know.
I can't say anything.
Don't say it. Don't say anything.
Oh my god, new topic.
Maybe I'll play more tonight. I don't know. I have time tonight, so maybe I'll get some more in. And then I've also been going back and playing more of the Arkham Knight missions. I just finished the ones where you go after all the like tanks or whatever. You have to chase them. I'm really bad at that. It takes me a long while to chase them down.
That's why I stopped playing that game.
What? They're easy. So I'm like, I'm going to play until I'm sick of it, because it's not like there's another Batman game that's just waiting for me. If it was Assassin's Creed, I usually get burnt out on those by the time the next one comes out, and I don't want to overdo it and then actually get burnt out and not want to play the next one. So, but if I burn myself out on Batman, I think I'll be fine. So.
I just play the Nightwing missions very slowly so I can spend all the time with Nightwing. Like, I just hang out in the room and talk to him after I'm done.
Character.
I love fictional characters, okay? Specifically, like 2.
Okay, so that's what's new with us, right?
And we're hanging out next weekend.
Oh, yes, we're hanging out. So we're going to try and go to the IGN house party if tickets become available. But if not, then I think that's going to be our video game day, right? Because it's someone's birthday.
Yeah.
Yours. Woo! Amanda's birthday. FYI. It's on the 14th. Go tweet her, because,
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll record a podcast then too. Maybe. If we decide to.
Yeah.
We always say, this is us. You know us. If you listen to us, you know us. We're going to say we're going to do something, and then we never do.
We should play Until Dawn and record a podcast while we're playing Until Dawn. But the only downside is, wait, when are you coming? Are you coming Saturday night or Friday night?
I can come Friday night.
Because if we do it but then we can't go out Friday.
Well, we can go out Friday, and then we can stream it and record a podcast during the day on Saturday, depending on what's going on. But you forget I also have Sunday off.
Which is true.
This is true. It depends on. We'll talk about this later. Nobody wants to listen to this.
Yeah, sorry guys. We're just gonna make plans on our podcast. It's a podcast of making plans the whole time.
So we have 3 questions. We're gonna.
Before we get into questions, real quick, I want to thank Elijah for. Did you get a present? I got my present.
I got my present. Oh my god, it's so awesome.
So just so you guys know, I personally was supposed to go to New York Comic Con, didn't get to go. And a good friend of the podcast, Elijah.
He's been on the podcast before.
Awesome. Yeah, he was on.
And he always sends us questions, and he's awesome.
Yeah. And we both mutually love Spider-Gwen. So he actually bought me a variant cover of Spider-Gwen, and it is the coolest thing ever. And it's a limited edition, so I have to get a frame for it and put it up. But thank you. I wanted to say thank you on the podcast before we started questions.
Yeah, mine is this really gorgeous print. I don't know if you can see on my phone. Focus.
I can tell that. Anyway, there we go.
Yeah. So it's got Harley and Ivy and a bunch of dogs. They're so cute. And then it was signed by the artists from the side. It's pretty baller. I just need to find a frame for it now, because something that nice, you have to frame it.
Yeah.
So he's fantastic. So thank you, Elijah. We appreciate it. You're amazing. All right, now to listener questions. Another fantastic friend and fan of the podcast, Nidu at Able_88 says, maybe you guys could discuss what your favorite game was that was shown at Paris Games Week. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So we're slackers and fake nerds, and we don't actually pay attention to what things are announced. So we went back and looked at things.
We cheated a little bit.
Yeah, we cheated, but that's okay.
But it's fine. Like all the stuff that I liked, I already knew was like
Right?
existing. So I just watched the gameplay and stuff of it. So.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff that was, or like that we already knew was coming out. Yeah. And then other stuff that like they announced, I didn't really pay attention to it, so I'm not sure. But I think the one thing that I did see while I was scrolling through the info on it was the new one from Media Molecule. Which one is it? Where is it? Their new project, Dreams. I'm really excited for that because I love Media Molecule. I love Little Big Planet. I love Tearaway. And Dreams just looked really interesting. So it's kind of like a create an entire world thing. Like the whole thing is based on your dreams or something. It was really weird. But it looks fun.
Let's see. I am super excited for Horizon Zero Dawn. Though I've been excited for that for a while. I think it looks really cool. It looks really smooth. And I obviously really like the concept of a strong female character as like a lead. So the gameplay, like the new-ish kind of gameplay footage that was there, that kind of showed and featured like weapons and mechanics and stuff was pretty cool. Also, there was an announcement. I knew that there was something about another like Until Dawn kind of thing coming out. And there's actually going to be with the PlayStation VR Until Dawn.
Oh yeah,
Rush of Blood.
Rush of Blood, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how excited I am for Until Dawn, that game, to be on VR. Like maybe if it's a same kind of a genre-ish, like I don't know. So you know how there's like Assassin's Creed, but then there's all the different stories. So if this is like an Until Dawn and a completely new story with new characters, like that would be something interesting. But I really like the way that Until Dawn is as of now, third person, and you can see who you're playing, and it's not really like a shooter, but this one's more like of a roller coaster ride, like shooter game, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm like necessarily super excited about it because of like the context that it's in, like the game context. I'm just excited knowing the fact that the game did like so well that they're exploring other medias to and like virtual, you know, like VR and stuff, exploring that for the game too, because I'm hoping that means more for us who, like, I personally will probably take a very long time before I get into virtual reality, just because I wear glasses, if you didn't notice, and wearing stuff on top of my glasses is horrible. So I'd have to wear contacts, which kind of sucks.
It would just be a whole process to actually play the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, like, it's kind of like getting dressed up to go out, or like get, you know, just sit on my couch.
Like, you have beer in your fridge. Like, why need to go out?
Yeah. But, and also, but like that's, I mean, that I guess that's not like a huge deal, but my big thing is I also have a lot of issues when it comes to like movement and like like crazy jarring and stuff like that. So I don't want to do virtual reality. Let's just say I'm one of those people that like can't really text and walk. So, and I also get kind of nauseous when
you fall asleep when you text.
No. Sometimes I fall asleep text and then fall asleep. But I don't like, I don't know. I get kind of nauseous and stuff when it comes to that. So it's like I never actually tried it out. I heard it's gotten like significantly better and it's improved. So I probably should try it out, but it's just like, I like to sit on my couch and play games. Like if I wanted to go shoot things and stuff in real life, I'd go play paintball or laser tag, because both of those things are really cool.
Those are really fun. We should do that.
Yeah, let's go play paintball.
Yeah. We were on our way down to your house, or was it to IKEA? I don't know. Whatever. We were on our way down
general
to the Bay Area. Same area. We were on our way down there, and we passed this corn maze. in somewhere close to like Novato area or something like that, or like Corte Madera or something. And it was freaking huge. Like you couldn't see anyone running around in the maze, but you could see like the people that were in the maze were going on top of these staircases that they had, so you can look and see like, oh, I need to go this way or this way or this way, which is it's kind of cheating in my book, but whatever, it still looked really fucking badass. And like it was at least an acre of just a corn maze. And I'm like, oh damn, we should hella go to that.
We should do that. We should start like podcasting or recording while we're doing weird things.
I know, right? Like vlogging.
Yeah, or like go to that corn maze and record or podcast ourselves. Or like we can make a bunch of Vine videos of us doing stupid stuff, like putting on onesies in the fucking mall.
We should have done that. That was so fun. It was great. We need to buy onesies. Next time we're at like a Target or something, we're buying onesies. Those onesies were ridiculous. They were at Nordstrom and they were like $80 a pop.
They were really warm though.
They were really warm and really fuzzy. And I got fuzzies all over my leggings and my tank top. I was kind of ticked, but it was still really cute. That's great. So is there anything else from Paris Games Week that like caught your eye or?
No, because like the other thing. Oh yes. Detroit Become Human. I don't know if you've seen anything about that.
Mm-mm.
It's Quantic Dream, like another game from Quantic Dreams. And it's for some reason when I first saw the droid, it reminded me of like Jennifer Lawrence, which I thought was kind of weird, especially considering they have the Beyond, which has Ellen Page or whatever on it. But
yeah,
it's basically about androids that are created, and she is trying to almost kind of similar to like a iRobot sort of situation, but she's trying to like be her own person and live her own life. But I love Quantic Dreams, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, none of this stuff really like caught my eye. I didn't really have time to pay attention to some of them. Like I wanted to take a look at Boundless and Matterfall just because the screenshots that they have on here look really interesting. No Man's Sky is kind of like, whatever. Vector doesn't really seem interesting with Bloodborne. Yeah, like not very much of this. I mean, Uncharted 4, obviously, like if you don't like Uncharted, I don't know if I really like you. Yeah, no. None of that's too interesting to me. So that's about it. We're not very good at keeping up with that, but...
Oh, we forgot something before we got into questions. We didn't talk about what we did for Halloween. Because both of us wear super nerdy costumes.
Oh, hell yeah. So wait, okay, so you go ahead. What did you do for Halloween, Amanda?
So I went to my friend's like block party where they had like a bunch of awesome live bands and DJs and an open bar, and it was a lot of fun. And I was pretty excited because a lot of the people there, 95% of the people there had like really thought out costumes.
Nice.
So you could tell like a lot of these people are probably nerds. Like my friend Lauren was a Ewok, which was awesome. So cute. And so I went as Agent Peggy Carter. And I hope everyone knows who that is. But if not, it is if you haven't ever seen Agent Carter, the show, hopefully you've seen Captain America, and Peggy Carter is the woman Steve Rogers falls in love with.
Yeah, his like love interest.
Yep.
The whole first movie, right?
And then she's like super badass, and then she gets her own TV show. So.
Nice.
What did you do?
That's awesome. I decided like 3 days before, I still didn't have a costume because usually I just go as Harley Quinn, but I don't know. I didn't want to actually fully dress up and do my makeup and like all that kind of stuff. So I decided I wanted to be Nathan Drake, but I wanted to gender bend and I wanted to be a blonde femme fatale version of Nathan Drake. So I wore like skinny jeans and knee-high boots that I had all of the stuff to do it because we bought that special edition. Is it Uncharted 3? I don't know. I think it was Uncharted 3. Whatever one that came like the decorative box kind of a thing that had the belt buckle and the necklace or the ring inside of it. So I wore that. And the only thing I had to buy for my costume was I bought one of the gun holsters, and I went around looking for those forever, and no one had a decently priced shoulder holster. It was ridiculous. And then G was like, well, if you're Nathan Drake, that's not fair. What do I get to, like, that's not fair. What can I be? Because we usually sometimes do something nerdy together. Like one year I was Harley and he was Shell from Portal. So, I mean, we always do nerdy, but we don't have to do a couple costume, but we ended up doing a couple costume. I was like, you should be Elena. And he was like, no. So he went as Sully, which was super, super hysterical. Yeah, he's a no. He went out and bought this mustache, right?
Yeah.
And
I saw the picture.
Yeah, so he doesn't grow a mustache that thick, right? Like especially in 3 days. So he put it on and we took the white like silver, and sprayed his hair, and he got a cigar and he hella looked like one of his uncles. Like hell. So we posted it on our Facebook, and one of his cousins was like, oh my god, you look like our Tio. Like, oh Lord. So it was really funny. We only did that for passing out candy, and then at the last minute our friends were like, hey, let's go out. And I was not about to go out to the bar with non-nerds, just dressed in like jeans and a t-shirt basically.
Right.
So I switched it to like the typical girl costume. So I was a cat, which was like whatever, but I got to face paint, which was fun. I've never done the cute little nose and like whiskers before, so that was awesome. And then G, of course, stole my costume, so he went out as Nathan Drake, and nobody knew who he was. So haha, suck it. So that was my fear. I was like, I'm gonna go out and everyone's gonna be like, who are you? Yeah. I went out as Poison Ivy one year, and my sister-in-law goes, what are you supposed to be, a bush? God damn it. But you know what she went out as this year? Oh my god, she and her friend did such a good job. They went as the Silent Hill nurses.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they were like ace wrapped, like their whole face, like except for just their eyes. And I saw this girl at the bar, and she was looking at me. I did not know this was her. And she's looking at me, these two nurses. I'm like, these are fucking weird. And they're like looking at me and like saying something. And I just, whatever, I ignored them and walked off. And I got home and she was like, yeah, I saw my sister-in-law and she was out there and they did these crazy nurse costumes. And I was like, oh shit, that was they were all wrapped up and stuff. Like,
that's creepy.
They did a really good job. I wanted to take a picture, but after they were staring at me for a while, I didn't want to be like, hey, I know you've been creepily watching me, but can I take your picture? You know? So, but yeah, that was cool. We saw a bunch of, it's actually like 3 Harley Quinns. It was kind of, I don't know. I feel weird about it. Like,
yeah, I think that was one of the costumes of the year just because of the movie.
Yeah.
And that irritates me to no end because people, I guess I shouldn't be like super judgmental about it, but like, everyone should know that I really
you're a hipster about it. That's what I am. I've decided I'm a Harley hipster, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm judging you. I am judging you, and I don't feel bad about judging you because you only like her because this awesome movie is going to come out. It's not even coming out yet, and you don't even know what it is. You don't even know who she is. She just looks like a badass, and like,
yeah. And it's either they're either doing the, as I call her, the Nirvana grunge Harley, or so they're getting the daddy's girl t-shirt and the baseball bat and skirts and dyeing the tips
writing rotten on their chin,
or they're doing the Arkham Asylum Harley, where she's just wearing that like corset bodice piece,
the black corset. It's like Arkham Asylum or Arkham City or something like that. Arkham Asylum was the nurse costume. One of them was the nurse and one of them was the corset, because she does wear something similar in Arkham Knight. So.
Right. But the thing that freaks me out is it's all like really young teenage girls. I guess, I don't know. I'm just concerned for society. Sorry, society.
No, I'm not concerned for society. I just am concerned for like the validity of my love for her. Like, I've loved her for like 8 years, like 9 years now. I love Harley. She is mine. I am Harley. Like, that's it. Like, all you stupid little hipsters loving her. Seriously, I'm a hipster about it. Nope, sorry.
I don't know. I saw this one girl do, it wasn't this year and it wasn't Halloween, it was a Comic-Con last year. This one girl did like original animated Batman animated series are Harley,
Yeah.
and she made the hammer so big that she could sit on it while she was waiting in line. And
That's
she was
so
like
cool.
little and short and like super cute. Her costume looked great, and then she was
Yeah.
carrying on this giant hammer. And I'm like, why did you make it so big? And then she spun it around on the subway and sat down, and I was like, that makes sense.
That's smart. I've always wanted a mallet. I've never actually taken the time to just go out and buy a mallet. I never have done that. So it's a one piece that's always been missing from my costume.
Yeah.
Is like either the gun or the mallet or now a baseball bat or something, just some sort of prop that I can have. I've never had that.
Right.
So maybe one year. Anyway, so that's what we did for Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. And then
we
back
complained
to
about Harleys.
Oh yeah, we complained about Harleys.
A question from @BRanch, Brant Ranch on Twitter. We love
Who I
Brant.
haven't heard from in forever. Like,
I know, right?
I'm glad he's okay. Like, I didn't really.
He's like missing on Twitter, and then all of a sudden had like a 4-hour conversation with him the other day. I'm just like, where have you been,
Where's
dude?
my 4-hour conversation, Branch?
Right? Oh, mad. Way to piss off the lipstick nerds. Topic suggestion: the pros and cons of buying individual issues of comic versus waiting for trade paperback. So you buy a heck of a lot more than I do, but usually when I read comics, they're a whole collection that's come out. And I like that because I can just sit down and read it, and I don't have to be bothered with, oh, I'm going to wait for the next issue. Oh, the next issue. Like, I like my comics like I like my Netflix. I like to binge it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. You're the comic expert here. So tell me what the pros and cons are. Educate me.
Okay, here goes. Let me get on my soapbox.
For rant hat.
So, cons, they take up space, especially when you have like a tiny little place to live.
What does?
Like if you get individual issues.
Oh, okay. Like they're
They take
thicker when they're individual issues?
Well, they're not thicker per se, but you need to make sure that they're protected. So you buy short boxes or long boxes, and then you have a bunch of boxes that don't really look pleasant in your house, i.e. over there.
Oh, okay.
Just a pile of short boxes, which granted, that is my pile, so I can't really complain because it's only 4 short boxes.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you gonna do if you want to keep up with them?
Exactly.
You know, and you want them in hard copy. We haven't even delved into like electronic, because don't even get me started on that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not like a comic book person like you, but I would not want my comics.
So I don't even like reading digital books.
Yeah,
I like the feel and the smell of books. I understand why everything is going digital because of, space, and
it's just easier. Yeah.
About space and easier. It's simple. I can read it on my phone or whatever, but I'd much rather carry the book and have the extra weight and get that. You get a separation from technology that I think a lot of people don't find time for anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I work in the cell phone industry, and I mean, my fucking TV's on Hulu right now, and it's not even playing anything. But like, I would like to just turn off my brain and not necessarily look at a screen.
Well, and then you don't have to wait for something to charge and
worry about batteries running out. I mean, I guess the only thing is, like, when you used to play Game Boy in the car, you had to wait for the street lights when it was dark.
I used to do that. You're holding it up so the street lights would pass.
Right. I used to do that with books too, but like,
yeah.
Okay, so back to the comic topic.
Yeah.
So con, it takes up space, and the boxes look ugly. Like, honestly, they look ugly. You don't have anything.
I mean, there's no way to make them pretty unless you start drawing all over them and whatever.
And you gotta,
you
can try to find somewhere to cover them or use them as like something, but it's too much work. I alphabetize everything, so all of my stuff is. Danny's making so much noise. All my stuff is alphabetized. Both my trades and my individual issues. So that can be kind of annoying with individual issues.
It's like, what if you fill up a box or something, you just have to reorganize like most of your stuff?
Yeah. Like Gotham City Sirens, they all have to be in the same box. If they're not in the same box, I need to get another box, which means I'm getting another box to take up more space.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get it.
But I love the cover art, and you get the variant covers, which is nice. So that's kind of like a pro, I guess.
Don't they usually put like, okay, so if I'm going through Fables or I'm going through Hush, which are two of the ones that I have thick books of, like they split them so you know when it's a new one. Like, are those the same pictures that separate like the chapters or the issues or whatever as would be on the cover?
So usually, yes, usually they're
Okay.
the A cover. That is the they call they call them A, B, C, D, E,
Yeah.
like depending on the artist or whatever. Usually that's the A cover of the issue. The downside of the and then like a lot of times in the back of a trade they'll have like the variants or like some of the variants, or I have a special edition of the first 3 volumes of Saga, and it's got like script in the back and some doodles and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get that stuff too, but I can't frame that. I can't put that up anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a downside. Like I love one of the artists I really like is Scotty Young, and for those of you who don't know, he draws like little, almost like chibi versions of everything, like little cute children or young versions of a lot of comic characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever he does a variant issue, I usually collect it. Usually he does it for Marvel, so I have a lot of them. I think I see one right there I could show people, but so that's kind of a downside if you, I guess a pro for individual issues, downside for trades. But I've actually switched over to reading mostly trades now. I've kind of gotten to the point where I have so much stuff that I haven't read. I've just collected.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just collecting it. And a lot of times, especially if you're interested in reading a lot of particular series at one time, you start reading something and everything else kind of falls to the wayside. Like the new Batman and Robin, it's Batman Robin Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm pretty sure since Danny started it, I don't think he's read any of the issues. He might have, but there's been an issue every single week, which is kind of rare for comics to do. But we haven't been reading it, and it's been coming out every single week. So it's like, great, now we're 5 or 6 issues behind.
Yeah.
And, we haven't even started. So that's kind of the downside. And I guess I can see why people do digital at that point, because they like the individual issues. But I don't know. So I've taken to reading trades now just because it ends up costing the same usually. But it's nice to just be able to pick up, like take one of them with me to work and like read it on my break, or start reading it on my break, versus, oh, hang on, let me bring like 6 issues with me and see what I can get through on my break.
But if you only bring one issue and then you're like a quarter of the way through your break and like, what the fuck am I going to do now?
Yep.
Like that's my problem is we go somewhere and if I only have one issue of something and then I don't have anything else. So if I bring a trade with me, I'm like, okay, cool. I've got this much left. I know how much I've got left. I know that'll last me or whatever. And I can do cliffhangers, like that's fine. I just feel like I get more out of a story when I have all of it there, and I can remember more when I can read 4 issues in one and then stop because, I have to get up and go do something. And then when I come back, I can read 4 more issues or, whatever. I feel like I remember stories more and I get more out of them and more feel out of them when I can read it all together.
Right.
So.
And don't get me wrong, there's always going to be stuff that I'm going to always order individual issues for. And I like to explore stuff too. So like before I even buy the trade, I'll buy like the first issue or 2 issues. Yeah. And if I like the art and I like the story where it's going, then I'll wait for the trade and I'll buy the trade. Or if I really, really like it, then I'll keep getting the individual issues. Like right now, I'm pretty sure the only individual issues I'm still getting are Black Canary, Spider-Gwen, and anything Brian K. Vaughan does, and anything Fiona Staples does. So like Archie, they rebooted Archie, so I'm actually reading Archie, and I never in my life thought I'd be interested in Archie. No offense to Archie readers. But Fiona Staples, her Archie stuff for like the art is friggin' amazing. So whatever, I'll read that forever.
Yeah.
And Brian K. Vaughan is doing a series called We Stand on Guard, which is really good, but it's not very long. So I kind of look and see if it says anything about how long the issues are, like how many issues they plan on doing.
Yeah.
There is an issue or a comic called Phonogram, and it is only going to be 8 issues, I believe, 6 or 8 issues. Now I can't even think. And I'm super excited about that because it's fairly small. It's something where I'm okay with collecting the issues and reading them, and they're not taking up a whole lot of space.
Yeah.
And like Gotham City Sirens, for instance, I have all the issues. Super happy about it. There's a little more than I'd like, but they also look gorgeous. So
right. So what I've noticed personally when I've decided that I was like, you know what, I'm going to start reading this comic series is we went to a comic book store and I saw issue number 4 of Harley Quinn, of the new whatever one that's running right now. And I was like,
the Connor one? Just Harley by herself or Harley and Power Girl?
No, just Harley by herself.
Just Harley, okay.
Yeah. So I saw that and I'm like, oh my God, there's a specific Harley comic. I had no idea because, again, I don't follow comics very well. And I was like, well, I want this. I have to have it. Where's number 1? And I go up front and I go, hey, do you have number 1? Oh, no.
Number 1's been reprinted so many times. I think the original issue is like super expensive.
Yeah. But then I was like, okay, well, do you have number 2? No. Number 3? No.
How about the trade? Do you have the trade?
So the only one you have is number 4. Yeah. Well, then I can't do that. I cannot buy number 4. I cannot hold on to it until I can get 1, 2, and 3 because I'm not guaranteed to get those. I'm like, right. Fuck it. I'll wait until I have the trade because then I can just buy the whole book and then have all of them. Like the price of them doesn't matter to me. Okay, $1.50, so or however much issues are, like what they're worth later isn't gonna matter to me. Like it's the story and the fact that I have the whole collection and I cannot skip out on the first issue, you know?
Right.
So, like a pro for me for buying the trade is that I don't have to search for them. I don't have to make sure every week that I'm going out and buying one or subscribe to them or whatever, you know, however you get it. So because I'm a slacker and I don't follow too well in comics, that's a pro for me. But I mean, I see how getting every single one of them would be awesome because then you're like, look how baller I was that I have every single issue and I was on top of that shit. And, you know, I took the time, like it's really diligent work to get all of them, you know?
Yeah. And sometimes there's definitely a collector value to them. Like I've started selling some of mine. I had the first appearance of Spider-Gwen that was like going on eBay for like $70 by itself. I had the whole 6 issues. So I just sold them all together. And I took the money that I got and was super happy about it. It wasn't $70, but that's okay.
Well, so then it's like, what if the trade comes out and the trade is like $15, but you made $70 off of those single issues, and then so yeah, you've still made money and you still have those comics.
Right.
So that's also something you could do. That's a pro of getting the singles.
Right. But to like a lot of people, there's like a sentimental value to having that first issue. Like I've got some issues. Like the new Thor, the female Thor, I got that signed by the artist. So there's like a sentimental value into having that. So I guess it's kind of a catch-22 and it's kind of like a 50-50. Like, is this going to really be worth something? Is it worth my time to buy? Like my friend sold all of her Batman New 52s up until the current issue for like $200 or something insane like that. So it's like, is it worth my time to get this? Is it worth, or should I just wait for the trade?
Yeah, so. Sure. All right. On that note.
Yeah.
Some noisy person sent us a message.
You can hear him.
Yeah, I know I can hear him. Clink, clink, clink back there eating. This guy.
I can't really complain because he's making dinner, so it's like, do I say something?
Like, in case you've been listening and you've been hearing a in the background, G's been outside making a bookcase, and he's decided to, is it Herulian that he's doing it in? I think he is. I think it's some Zelda thing that he is carving on the border to this bookshelf that he built.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
I know. So I'm kind of like, shut up while it's. Go ahead, keep going.
And Danny's making homemade macaroni and cheese.
Ooh,
So
homemade mac and cheese. How come he never cooks for me when I'm there? God damn it, Danny.
I'd ask him, but he's got his headphones in, which is why he probably can't hear how much
Mother.
I'm speaking.
He'll hear it later.
Yeah.
After we asked his question. So Danny at Dan_Sabs Sabs on Twitter says, everyone has that rare find they come across randomly out and about. Whatever your rarest finds that you're most happy about. So I have a feeling I know why he asked this question. Because of our little Nightwing debacle.
Probably. Yeah. And he also already knows what my answer is too. Oh. Like he asked the question and I was like, you know what my answer is? He's like, I know what yours is, yeah. But no one else knows what it is.
No one else knows what we want to hear. That's the point.
Yeah.
So we're down at your house and G and Danny were talking about this Nightwing statue where he's like soaring through the air and he's like straight down. Oh, God damn it. So if you're not watching the show this time, you're losing out on a lot of visual interest. Yes. Okay. Right so he's like sky falling, right?
Also check out Hulk and Hulkbuster.
God damn it. You know what? Look at my baller Harley poster. Okay. She's a badass. Yeah, boy. So they were talking about it and G wanted it, whatever. We leave your house, not like 30 minutes later. Like, granted, we leave your house to go pick up the Batgirl bombshell that we found half an hour away. So we drove out of our way when we were going home to go pick up the statue. I get a text and it's from you and it's of Danny, just the biggest like shit-eating grin on his face holding the statue. And he's like, tell G I said ha 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 ha. You son of a bitch. He was so furious that Danny had found this. And they're like, yeah, we just walked into a store and there it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened.
He
so
was
probably the story behind this question. So what's yours? Since he already knows the answer to yours.
So, well, actually, he knows what I would say as an answer, but there's also a second one too. So, the big thing is the finding the Batgirl bombshell statue. So, for the people that don't know, the bombshell statues, there's a whole bunch of them, but Harley is the super rare one, the original Harley, not the Christmas one. And then Batgirl and Black Canary. And Batgirl is a pilot, a plane pilot, and she is worth like $400 or something crazy like that. And Danny and I moved to California about a month and a half ago. Actually, over that now. Yeah, almost 2 months. And we walk into a comic store because that's like our routine. We're like, we're going to find a comic store to go to. Walk into a comic store and I see Batgirl hanging out of the box inside a glass case. And I give a little squeal.
You always have to wonder if they know what they have.
No, she didn't, because I bought it for retail price. And I was like, that's clinically insane. Like, this statue is... And it's one of the early numbers, too. It's like 500 and something. Nice. So it's like a really early number, which is super exciting. So I was excited about that. And he was like, he convinced me to buy it because I wasn't going to spend the money. And then he's like, you're really dumb if you don't buy this. So I was like,
right.
Oh. So I bought it and I'm super happy about it. And then the other thing was the BioShock Infinite Collector's Edition with the Songbird statue. I pre-ordered it, and my friends told me I was stupid to pre-order this statue. And so I was like, okay, like, I guess that I don't necessarily
need it. You caved to bad peer pressure.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I guess I don't necessarily need it. So
that's like you're going out for drinks and your friends say, no, you don't need a drink. That's okay. Like the opposite peer pressure.
Well, they're not my friends anymore.
Good. You don't need those people in your life.
So I sent back my pre-order, like I didn't pick it up or whatever, and then I was kicking myself later, and I was like, I'm never going to find this ever again for a reasonable price, because they were selling the Songbird statue for stupid expensive, and then I found it in the wild, and also squealed like a girl, because that's what I do when I see things and they excite me.
Right.
And I bought it for actually less than what it was being sold for originally. So it was like discounted, and then I had a coupon thing that I could apply to it too. So I got it for like $100 or something like that, and it was originally going for like $250, I think. So yeah, that's my.
So I think that Harley has to be one of ours too, but we didn't know it at the time. Like, we'd gone over to the coast in this little teeny tiny small town that's a few hours away from us, and we had stayed the weekend just to stay the weekend. We were bored, and we went over there. It was ridiculously hot over here, and it was like 60 degrees on the coast. It was like 104 over here, so we're like, fuck it, we're leaving. And we went over there, and we went to this comic book store, and I'd never been there before, but G always sees it when he's at work, and he's like, we have to go because we're nerds, and that's what we do. And so we went in there and we're looking around, and they had pops everywhere, and they had some cool t-shirts, and they had actually some really cool just stuff hanging around, you know. For as small of a store as I thought it was, they had a lot more. Like, they have a tiny, tiny town, and this is actually a really decent store. And our town is a lot bigger, and the store we have doesn't have quite as much stuff at all in it. So we walked in and we saw this Harley statue, and I was like, vision. She's so pretty. Can I have it? I need it. Like, I want it and in my life, and I need it so bad. And he was like, no, I'm not going to buy you that. It's, you know, it was a retail price, which is expensive, but it's not crazy. And he was like, no, you don't need it. And we walked around, and he kept circling it. And I'm like, he's going to buy it. And he kept circling it, and he bought it. And I kept going back. Yeah, I kept going back to it and looking at it. And he was like, fine, but this is mine. This is not your Harley. This is my Harley. Whatever, yours is mine. So, so we bought that, and we go back to the car, and he goes, hey, why don't you look that up on Amazon? Because he usually does it before to make sure we're getting the right price. Like, what if it was $20 on Amazon and they just jacked it up?
Right.
Like 500%. And so I went on and I was like, okay, you're totally not going to believe how much it was for. And it was 500% more expensive online than what we bought it for. So we had no idea what a rare find it was until we had looked. It was just happened to be Harley, the only place that I've ever seen her being sold except for online. So we happened to get that one, which was amazing. So, and I think that's one of the few things that we have that's like that. Usually we end up pre-ordering everything and getting it, not canceling it because of peer pressure. What were some other things? See, all the other stuff that I have is just actually not nerd stuff.
Speaking of not canceling it because of peer pressure, I peer pressured you guys into canceling your Batgirl statue because I found you another one.
Well, that's not fair. He found us another one, and he was never going to get that one anyway.
No, he wasn't.
No.
He was never going to get
I'm so glad we found that one. That was like we've been searching forever, and I'm going to pick it up. And we went to that store to pick her up, right? Because we called, and I was like, all right, we'll be there in an hour. And we show up, and I saw her sitting on the back shelf, already in the box, ready to go. The guy was like, yeah, I'll put it aside for you. And we get there, and the girl goes, hey, can I help you? That's mine. And just pointed at her. And she's like, the Batgirl? Yes, the Batgirl. I called. She's mine. I'm here to pick her up. Can I have her now, please? And she's like, oh, yeah. She goes to, like, put her in the bag and, like, jumbling it around. And I'm like, oh, no. Please stop. Because if she's broken, I will come back and I will have your head.
Just hand me the box.
I know. I was like, just be careful with it, please. And she, like, you do not know what you have. And, like, every time we go to GameStop now, I'm like, hey, do you have any of the bombshells? Just because they might have one of them. And if they have a Harley or a Black Canary or a Batgirl again, I'm buying it and selling it on eBay.
How about you buy Harley and sell it to me for not that expensive?
Harley?
I don't have Harley.
You don't have Harley?
No, I have.
Oh, well, if I find it retail, you know.
The first one I got was Canary, and then
you were looking for your Big Daddy the entire time, which is the reason we found the Batgirl. And I found the Big Daddy, and it's all mine. Just kidding. It's yeah, we were there, and I was like, oh, babe, look what we found. We have to get it for Amanda. And he's like, well, what if she already has it? I'm like, okay, I'll text her. And so he had it in his arms, and I'm like, if she doesn't text me, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, because, I mean, I have to buy it, right? Because what if I buy it and she doesn't have it? But what if I buy it and she has it? Then what am I going to do with this Big Daddy? I mean, I guess we'll keep it, but it's not something we desperately need. And we stood there for like 15 minutes while you were like, I'm at work.
Yeah. Well, because you called me and I was like, shit, like I can't answer right now.
It's vitally important. It deserved a phone call.
And
Like,
then
when someone calls you, it's important.
and then it wasn't 15 minutes. It was like
It was
7.
like, okay, whatever. It felt like a lifetime. He was like, well, if she already had it, then we would just have a Big Daddy, I guess. I would put it on the shelf next to my little the Big Daddy toy that I have, the BioShock 2 one. That's like the baseball. That's awesome that you don't have.
That I also want. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy Booker and Liz now because I already have a little sister and
Songbird. Oh, the pops, yeah.
Yeah. And I told myself I wasn't gonna buy any more of these things, but I mean, I can't have Big Daddy and Little Sister and Songbird. That doesn't make sense.
I know, right?
And I gotta get Liz, and we gotta be like creating a scene on my bookshelf.
So that's what's infuriating me about these goddamn bombshells. Is they keep releasing these bitches that I'm kind of like, whatever, I don't really care. Like, Hot Girl. I don't even know who Hot Girl is. Okay, whatever. Don't get on my case about it. Like, I just don't. She looks baller, though. But if I have 6 other ones, and I'm only missing 2, like, and one of those 2 is Catwoman, and I need Catwoman.
Aren't you missing, like, 4?
Okay, so we're missing some. But it's, like, the ones that I'm missing that I don't need, but there's the one that I need.
Right.
But then they keep coming out with these ones that I don't need, but then also one that I need. And I'm like, this isn't fair because I want all the ones I need.
They do the dudes, too.
God damn it. No, I'm not buying. Okay. What did we decide on? We decided on Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, because he looks amazing. Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah, it was Hal because he was in the aviator stuff because he looked awesome. And then, Bruce Wayne was in the detective outfit, which was super cool.
And Grayson, because if they like do him in like the tightrope position, like the swooping like Batman is, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But there's no way that I need Aquaman.
No. I was like total Magic Mike feels right now.
I know. Magic Mike feel. Okay, I need it now.
But like, I would be surprised if they didn't do them. And I'm going to get Cheetah because I think she looks really cool.
Yeah, so that's another one that I don't really need. I don't really know very much about Cheetah, so why would I need it? But I have all the others, so I kind of have to have it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're missing what? Zatanna? You guys don't have
Zatanna, Cheetah, and Hot Girl.
And Catwoman and Batwoman.
And Batwoman.
And Lois Lane. And Mira.
Have they come out yet?
Yeah.
God damn it.
And Stargirl.
I'm not going to have enough room for all of these.
Yeah, Stargirl. Yeah.
What's really funny is, like, we've had family come over and see our little, like, statue, like, shrine that we've got going on.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised at how many of them are like, whoa, this is nice. I'm like, yeah, nerdiness can be nice, okay? It's not just toys everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
I might have to get a curio cabinet now because that nameplate was the 4th thing that I've broken in terms of statues. And if I get the curio cabinet, it can't get dusty in there.
I don't have to dust it. Go to IKEA again.
We're going to have an intervention.
I know, right? Goddamn statues. Stop making statues. They're just so cute. Okay, so
we've been like way over time today.
Which is fantastic. We're making up for like the last month that we just skipped. I forgot. Are you going to PSX?
I am
trying to
buying a ticket to PSX. I cannot confirm or deny what I am doing over social media.
Oh, that's right. So never mind. So I will be going to PSX this year. I wanted just to throw that out there for whoever listens. If you're going to PSX, I will be there 100% for sure. We're doing some meetup group hangout kind of things. So everyone, if you're traveling alone or whatever, you can hang out with us. It's on Facebook. It's under PSX Best Friends or something like that. You just look it up. It's like a Facebook event and join it so you can keep track of all of that. Also, I am participating in Extra Life this weekend, kind of. You're also kind of participating.
Yeah. Are you coming down for that?
No, my work screwed me over, so I no
yeah, that's
longer. Yeah, I would have to leave here Saturday. I wouldn't get down till like way late Saturday, and then it just wouldn't be worth it because everyone will be sleeping on Sunday anyway, and I'll be bored. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come home from work that day, and around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're gonna start our stream, and we're gonna do from 4 p.m. to as late as we can possibly go. So we're not going as hardcore this year as we were last year. But we're going to play some games. So please donate to our Extra Life. You can go on my Twitter, and the link is in my bio on Twitter. Just donate because I've only made $20 and I need some cash. So
yeah,
it's for the babies. Go give them money.
Give the babies money. Yeah, I'll be at the actual event that Ben Riddick is doing.
Yeah, Nerdy Nights are throwing an event
Saturday night, probably after I get out of work. Unfortunately, I can't really participate a whole lot because I work in retail when we can't have time off. Also, I wanted to request my birthday off, so I kind of can't do the
priorities. Making money for sick children or your birthday.
Wow. Okay. No, I'm kidding. I requested my birthday off before Extra Life.
I did that. I did the same. So.
I like kids.
And I still didn't get my birthday off, so imagine that. But I got your birthday off.
Woohoo!
Woo! I fought for it.
It's a holiday.
All right. Is there anything else we want to talk about this week?
No. I think we should probably stop.
Probably. That way we have stuff to talk about next month when we finally podcast again.
No, we're going to podcast again.
We're doing it. Sometime.
Week, maybe. We should play something and then record us playing a game.
We'll do something.
We'll look into something. We'll see if there's like a new horror game or something coming out that we can play. Because we both already played Until Dawn, so it's not like we're going to be like, ah.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. We'll stream something next week, hopefully.
Okay.
Wow, Danny.
That was really loud. Sorry, guys. Until Dawn, and then like horrible noises.
Then fart noise. All right, so this has been episode 34 of the Lipstick Nerds podcast. Amanda, where can we find you on the internet?
At Wake Up Paramore.
Everywhere.
Search it.
Yeah, just search it. You can find me at Harley Quinn 103 on everything, everywhere. And again, I went through my PlayStation friends list yesterday, and I'm still not halfway through it, and I deleted like 40 people. So if you send me a request, if I deleted you and you listen to the show, and I'm sorry because I deleted everybody that I didn't really know. So if you send a request now, you have to tell me like where you know me from. Because if you don't say Lipstick Nerds or something, I'm probably not going to accept them anymore.
I don't accept. Yeah, I haven't accepted requests, and then like I somehow got put into like 2 different groups, and now I'm like getting all these messages. So I finally like left the group. So I apologize if I left someone's group that was like super important.
I made a decision that if you're gonna add me to a massive group message on PSN, I'm deleting you. Yeah, that's just how it is. So I almost thought that somebody that I actually know in person added me to one the other day, and I was like, "Oh, you just made the worst mistake because I'm like the coolest friend, and I'm deleting you now." Sorry,
I'm the coolest friend.
Right. All right, episode 34 in the bag. We'll see you next time. Bye.